What's poppin', yo? Welcome back to another YouTube video, and today I have been on a little bit of a binge. I have been watching the new SweetPea show, which is on Sky, which I didn't actually know took place in Britain. Gonna be honest, that fact went completely over my head, but I've been getting really into English, British drama shows. I've been getting into the British drama shows. My mum told me to watch a couple of them before, and I just haven't watched her recommendations. I'm going to be honest. I am sorry, Mum. I've been watching my own shit, and I watched this one because it was an actor that I was familiar with, and that is normally what tends to get me to watch TV shows: actor loyalty. And my actor of choice is who played Lucy in the Fallout series, and who also played Jinx in Arcane. She is an incredible actor, and she always plays a slightly twisted character, not gonna lie, other than the time she played Lucy, which was a very optimistic character. So, getting into it, without any further delay, getting into what Google has to say. SweetPea has one season with 6 episodes, all at roughly around 40 minutes each, so you can easily bash it out within 6 hours and watch it in one day like I did. It has a 7.3 out of 10 on IMDb and 88% on Rotten Tomatoes, and it is where Rihanna Lewis doesn't make much of an impression. People walk past her in the street without a second glance. That is until she is pushed over the edge and loses control, and Rihanna's life transforms. You can watch this on Sky or Now TV. So how the story actually goes is, with every episode, it hooks you right in and opens up with a really good people I would like to kill, people I'd like to murder, people I would like to kill. That is such a strong opener, which grips you straight away, and every single episode opens like that, with a list of people she wants to kill. And I think that is really cool, because it already starts to build a world, starts to build the character, and starts to sort of play on how her mind actually works. And she completely gets overlooked, completely gets mistreated, gets coats thrown on her, sort of people treating her like she's shit, people treating her like she's not even there, and people have been doing this all her life, so it's all she's really known. It also opens up with her dad dying and her sort of going to a funeral. Her sister is trying to sell the house that she lives in when she can't even afford a new one, but her sister really doesn't give a shit, and she continues to go about her life, and at the end of the episode, someone pisses on her, and that's it. She finally fucking snaps. She's finally had enough, kills someone, and yeah, she throws their body into the river, and then she actually realizes what she'd done and starts to get pretty scared. She acts very nervous around her job as a reporter. She acts very nervous around the police, and she ends up killing a second person literally 2 days later, because they were obviously treating people like shit. So she thinks she's a little bit of a vigilante, a little bit of a murderer, a little bit of, a killer for justice, protecting people from bullies, thinking that she's doing some great work here. And to be fair, she is doing really decent at hiding the bodies and sort of getting away from the scenes and killing people where there's no security cameras, especially for a first time. I'm not gonna lie, she handles it very well. And she kills those 2 people, and that's it. She goes to kidnap her bully from school and leaves her tied up in the garage for a couple of days because she can't commit to killing her. She then obviously teams up with her to frame her boyfriend for the kidnapping, and they both get away scot-free. Her bully then is scared of Rhiannon and decides to fly away using her credit card, spending easily £500 on a ticket to get to somewhere else. And then her boyfriend she dumps her boyfriend and gets with the new guy, who then actually twigs together that she was the killer, and that makes him sort of try and leave, but she doesn't want him to leave because she doesn't want her life to go back to how it was, with no one around and being all on her own. So she kills him, and then her sister walks through the door, and that's how it ends. And that is a absolutely incredible ending, with the sister walking through the door, because it goes to show that the police was right, and that she would go do it again, that she couldn't help herself, that she couldn't stop herself. It is now in her nature to do that. That is just how her brain has been rewired after her sort of altering effect of the first one. She also plays being creepy really well. The acting in this is really good, and she fits the creepy vibe. I'm not gonna lie, she fits the sweet vibe of Lucy really well, but she can also do the sort of descent into madness, which this show does really well. We see Jinx's descent into madness, and she can do that really well with the voice acting, but voice acting and acting are completely separate things. They are completely different ballparks, completely different skill sets, and she is phenomenal at both. The actress here that is playing, obviously, Rhiannon, is absolutely incredible. And she has such range. Honestly, she's great. There is a lot of unnecessary sex here. You know what? They could have cut that out, I'm going to be honest. There was quite a few sex scenes, which I wasn't really a fan of. And that's fair enough. To those that like it, to those that don't. It's in the show, whether you like it or not. It did leave more to be wanted. I am going to be honest, I did want more from this series, especially when it opened with like a huge list of people she wanted to kill, and the 2 people that she started off killing weren't even on that list. They were just 2 randomers who happened to piss her off that day. And her 3rd one, she didn't even kill, like, was her school bully. She just kidnapped her and couldn't, like, commit to killing her. So I do believe there is still a little bit of good in her. She just needs to be shown the light, and she needs to get the help that she actually needs. Her theme music for her slow descent, or when she's sort of like going a little bit insane and is about to snap and go on a murder spree, that music when she's having those dark thoughts isn't as good as the Prowler theme from Spider-Verse or Miguel O'Hara's theme from Spider-Verse, but it is still eerie, it's off-putting, it's creepy and unsettling. And that's what makes it so good. It is that creepy, unsettling music that gets you ready for something that's about to happen. And the camera angles and the way they shoot this is also really well done, with how they are putting focus on the knife, and they set up a plot point for that knife to be very important, and they bring it back at the end with the 2 characters meeting and how the 2 characters actually end up in the brawl. Because one of the first things he ever says to her, obviously her last murder in the series, her new boyfriend and Rhiannon have an interaction right at the start of the series, right at the start of the first episode, talking about her knife. And that conversation is mirrored at the end of the series, and that is how he works out. So it all comes full circle. Key details are being brought all the way through it. They're planting the seeds early on for this series, and they're all sprouting, they're all working. They even have some really good scenes where they talk about Jeff's spatial awareness at the start and how shit it is, and then having him being run over by a truck. Again, having a lack of spatial awareness. Again, that is really good storytelling. That is really good sort of showing us this world, building these characters, telling us about these characters, and then showing that information off in like how they act, how they are, and what they're doing. It is really good storytelling. It's a really good series. It is action-packed, and the gore, I didn't expect it to be that gory, with blood splattering everywhere and her stabbing a body 14 times. Like, it is very gory, and that shit, like, is insane, not gonna lie. The amount of, like, chaos that goes on in this series, even though she does kill only 3 people, I'm gonna be honest, she kills 4 people. She killed 4 people, but she indirectly killed a 5th person. I'm not gonna hold her accountable for that one, because that genuinely wasn't her fault. Not that she wasn't gonna kill him, if she got her hands on him, but, you know, it's just, she didn't actually kill him, so you can't really tell her off for that one. But there was a really nice sort of contrast with her and the police officer that was hunting her down. Like I said with the recent Marvel reviews, I don't like it when the villains are just an evil version of the main character. That is something that quite similarly happened here, with the sort of police hunting her down was exactly the same as her, but just not twisted enough to do what she's doing. Just not sort of, I don't know, just didn't have the willpower to commit to what the thoughts were. And I'm not saying that that's a good thing, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, I'm just saying it's a very interesting contrast to see how these two characters act, how these two characters get treated, and the world around them, how they view them. And because she is a small, innocent girl that often gets overlooked, that works to her advantage in committing these murders, because again, she is overlooked. People don't suspect her of anything, people don't really see her. She's a background character in other people's lives, so that makes her a really good killer, because no one can suspect her. And she's quite smart about it, but she's also quite sloppy in other areas. Like when she's killing people and when she's packing it up, or if she's setting it up, it's like, right, cool, you can see her thought process here, you can see everything, and then she'll forget something, or she'll overlook something. And that just adds like a humanity to her, because people are forgetful, people forget everything all the time. So having that level of humanity and relatability to her kinda makes her an interesting character. And I'm gonna be honest, she is one of my favorite characters. She's the main character of this series, and again, I didn't know this was supposed to be set in the UK. I'm gonna be honest, that's kinda on me, not gonna lie. Now that I look back on it, I do see the sort of UK semblance to it, but first time watching it, I wasn't hearing the UK to it. I'm not sure if the accents weren't good or anything like that. I'm not too sure at all. I just know that the accents weren't something that I picked up on when watching this for the first time. So I do believe this is a great show, and I do believe that you should give it a try and go watch it for yourself. It is very easily a 9 out of 10 show that you should definitely go check out if you do have the time over on Sky. So other than that, I hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you all next one. I hope you all have an excellent day, and goodbye. Stay home and stay safe.